Okay, unfortunately my previous recording did not work, so let's go ahead and try this again. Now, at this point, you should have gotten your account set up with Tinkercad.com according to the instructions given to you via Google Classroom. Now, if you have any difficulties with getting that set up, please make sure you're checking the file that I placed on there, as well as calling or texting or meeting me each day at 11 o'clock when my office hours are. The codes for those will be available again every day through Google Classroom. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and reach me through there. Now, at this point, once you have gotten yourself set up via Tinkercad, you can go ahead and start working on your projects. The first thing that I want you to do as soon as you get in there is to go ahead and look up here. You're going to see little tabs. You're going to see the word learn. Now, the first thing that I want to do before we get into anything else, I want you to go through here and I want you to do all 7 of these tutorials. These tutorials are very important in terms of getting the basic foundations down. As much as I would love to be able to teach you all of these foundations, and I am going to be able to cover a bunch of them in the tutorial videos, it's a lot more not only entertaining, but it's a lot easier to learn when you're actually doing the project. You want to work, the first one is going to be about placing your projects. The second one is about how to view it and move it. The next one is to rotate it, then sizing it, changing the size, and then grouping things together. And then this last one in the bottom corner is how to align them on the plane. Now, if I go ahead and click one of these, it's going to go ahead and open the tutorial for you. Now, when it opens the tutorial, it's going to give you instructions on how to do each of the steps. The first step you want to learn how to do is going to be taking an object and placing it onto the field. Now, you have what's called the work plane. That is this square right here in the center. This information on the side, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and check right there. There should be answers for most of your questions right there built into the tutorial. Don't skip the tutorials. It's very important that you know these, so make sure you're doing each and every one of them. This is going to be able to teach you a lot better than I will. Now, you'll see that it has the little outlined sections right here. This is how you change the position. So let's say you're using you don't have a mouse and you're actually using the mouse feature built into your Chromebook. You can click top. You can click the little arrow, go to the side, click the front, click the bottom, and it will allow you to rotate it the direction you want to go. This will help you, or if you're capable, you can click it and drag it and it'll move it. Now I want you to think of the work plane, this blue section, as basically being the surface of a table. This is where you would print things out on. So let's say, for example, this is the work plane. You see how this has the grid as well? Just the same way as the other one would. So if you wanted to print something out, you have your work plane. And as you have your objects on here, you're going to be able to rotate it and look at them from different angles. Now, when you have your object, you don't want it to be built, you don't want to be building it like this if you are going to be using it with a 3D printing program. You don't want it placed like this because you have these little gaps on the sides, which will make it very difficult in order to print. You don't want these little gaps. You want it to be as flat as possible against the work frame. Now, if you want to just do the 3D modeling and you don't actually want to print it in the future, feel free to put them as far up or far down as you want. If you're just trying to make a picture, make the picture. That's fine. But we want to learn the different foundations and how to do it first. Now, in this case, it's asking you to place an object. It has a little square here, and for the tutorials, you want to place the pieces exactly where it's asking you to place them. Now, in this case, it's wanting a square, so I picked the square up, and I'm placing it right there in that little orange box. Once you do that, you can click Next, and it's going to move on to the steps. You see the confetti? That means you did well. So you're going to be able to click Done, and it'll take you to the next lesson. You just click Continue, and it moves on to the next lesson. You're going to continue doing that as you work through the lessons. Now, I want you to finish at least the first 7. However, there are quite a few more lessons, okay? The next lessons are going to be very simple right now, but as you continue onward, it's going to get more and more complex. I will be teaching you how to do a few specific things, like how to create your own personal designs, how to create your own images, how to cut the holes out and stuff like that, a little bit more in detail through the videos just like this. But these tutorials are very important for helping you to learn how to do the basic steps a little bit more finite and a little bit more detailed than I can, because these are a lot more interactive. So please, please, please make sure you are doing these specific tutorials. Once you have finished your tutorials, you can go ahead and click up here to return to the main Tinkercad dashboard. Once you have learned how to do everything, you can go ahead and click New Design, and it's going to open a file for you to start creating whatever you want to create. This arrow right here will allow you to get and make all sorts of different shapes and designs and things that you can do. As a matter of fact, there's some extra stuff, and if you'll notice, there's even some dinosaur parts. Okay, so please, please, please start practicing, play around, have some fun with it, and we'll cover more details. And if you want to ask some questions during our daily meetings, feel free to do so. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to call me, email me, or send me a message via Google Classroom. Hope to see you tomorrow morning, and hope that you can make it through at least a couple of these tutorials today. Have a good day, and let me know if you have any difficulties signing up onto the program.